Hello, everybody. Welcome to FetTalk. I am your host, Haute, and this is where we talk all things fetishes and fetish related. And I share your fetish stories where we can be adults and talk amongst other like minded people and not be judged. Today's topic is fire play. So, I thought this would be interesting because if you any of you are on YouTube, I do have a YouTube channel. I am a smoker, um, and I get a lot of emails from people. I have had people ask me to light them on fire. Um, so, yeah, I don't think that that's something I really want to do. Um, no judgment here if that's your thing, but not my thing. Anyway, but you can check out some things there too if you'd like. It is Abby Haute, or you can find me at my handle on YouTube, which is at FetTalk. Um, but anyway, so with that being said, these emails and messages that I've gotten from people asking me to set them on fire, I thought I would look a little more into this and cover this subject here. And I wanted a better understanding of how it worked, really. Um, Fire play is a type of sexual play that involves fire near or directly on a person's skin. Excuse me. It is done by placing candles or other flames near a person's skin, wiping alcohol on the skin, and lighting it, tapping the skin with a lit torch, or flogging a person with a flaming whip or flogger. So, after saying that, I will say do not try this at home, kids. I am not promoting anyone lighting someone else on fire. This is a grown up fetish and should be treated as such. Anyway, it is a type of edge play. Um, and then when you're engaging in it safely, or safety should come first, and proper precautions should be taken if you're going to engage in this kind of activity. And we will get to that a little later. Most commonly with fire play, candles are used and the dripping of hot candle wax on the recipient. So that's the most common type of fire play. It appeals to one's sensations and temperature desires, and it is used as a power tool for those who take on a sadistic and masochistic roles, and involves pain as a pleasure dynamic. Not only is the heat sensation given as the wax is poured on the erogenous zones of the body, but also the sensation of having the cooled wax slowly peeled off those areas once it's cooled down adds to its appeal. And for some recipients, they will choose to be blindfolded, adding to the surprise element and aiding in the role play. I will admit, I like a good blindfold, but I don't want to be surprised with hot wax. Anyway, another element to this fire play is the alternating between the hot and cold, and ice is added into the mix with running the ice over the skin after or even during the wax play. So, yeah, lots of different dynamics there. As we've discussed before, all of these fetishes and kinks have so many different little nuances that people take on that kind of make it their own. Yeah, it may fall under one category, but these little idiosyncrasies, nuances, definitely make it their own. So now that we know about this, and you want to give it a try, right? So, how do you engage in it safely? This is key. Number one, do not place flames close to hair or clothing. Good tip. Number two, safe words should be established unquestionably prior to engaging. I am big on safe words for any type of play. I believe I've mentioned that before as well. Um, yeah, it's just a good idea. It's just a good idea. We all have our limits, and if we reach a limit, we need to know, especially if you're engaging in things like the consensual, non consensual type play or the BDSM, dominant sub type thing. That can get a little dangerous if you don't have those safe words. Anyway, keeping supplies and equipment handy like fire blankets, wet towels, and fire extinguishers, those should be kept close at hand. A fire extinguisher or bucket of water might not be a bad idea either. Sounds kind of extreme, and like it's gonna just kill the fun of your playtime. However, if you think about the flip side of that, explain that situation to the fire department or the emergency room. Just saying. Preparing the skin with lotion or oil will make it easier to clean off and will hinder irritation. And shaving prior to play is also a good idea because it's kind of like, you don't want to burn your hair. If you're using candles, don't just use any candle that you have laying around the house, as some candles do burn hotter than others. And they have additives like scents that will irritate the skin. Rather, if you're going to engage with candles, get yourself a soft massage candle that's meant to be used on the skin, or a candle that is made of soy or paraffin that won't burn as hot. Another thing is to test out pain tolerance. Put the wax on the back of your hand or wrist and make sure the temperature is bearable. Remember, some parts of the body are a little more sensitive than others. Anyway, slowly dripping the wax on your partner to ensure it's pleasurable for your partner would be a really good way to start. You don't want to dump the whole pool of wax at once, scorching your partner and ruining the experience, especially if it's your first time. Because then you'll have to write me in and tell me about the story, and then I'll laugh, and then I'll put it on my YouTube channel about fantasies and kinks gone wrong. Like I just had a video a couple days ago. Anyway, also, you're going to want to start from a safe distance away from the body if you're using candles or any sort of thing like that. You're going to want to start about 12 inches from the body, at least until the recipient is comfortable. And lastly, communication throughout is key. I'm a huge fan of communication in general. Use that safe word if you need to use that safe word that you've established already before you started playing. After all, you want it to be fun and pleasurable experience. You don't want to end up in the ER. You just don't. As far as aftercare goes, discuss with your partner what you didn't like about it or what you did like about it, the parts that you loved the most or hated, or, if you even want to do it again. The vulnerability will help you build trust between the two of you and strengthen your relationship. As far as aftercare of the areas goes that the wax was put on, um, putting on aloe or unscented lotion on the area to soothe the area of the skin that may have been stinging from the wax is also a good idea. So you might want to keep that aloe or unscented lotion handy too, for aftercare. Um, Showering with a gentle cleanser and moisturizers. Moisturize with unscented moisturizer again to soothe the skin. You're not going to want anything with a lot of perfumey smells and stuff. That's just going to add to any irritation that you may or may not have. And applying that to the skin is going to help soothe and aid in the skin's recovery from that hot candle wax. I don't know about you guys, but I've been curious about this sort of play before. I have learned a lot, and I think it might be time for hubby and I to have a conversation or two. I wouldn't mind exploring that. Like I said earlier in the video, I do enjoy the blindfold thing. So, I don't know. I have to see if this is something he'd be willing to try with me. Honey, if you're watching this, guess what we're going to talk about? Anyway, let me know if you guys have had any experiences like this, if you've engaged in it, positive, negative. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any tips or tricks to make it a more pleasurable experience, put that in the comments too. Because, yeah, if there's any of us out there that might try something a little new, we love some good tips. Leave them in the comments for me. That is all I have for you today. If you don't want to leave your stuff in the comments, you can also email me at haute.abby@gmail.com. You can email me your tips, your stories. If you want me to share something here, your story here on our channel, or if you have a kink or a fetish that you were curious about that you'd like me to present here on the channel, send that to me too. And that is all I have for you guys today. We will see you guys soon. Bye, everyone.